world you're watching us from. Welcome to yet another very interesting and very challenging show on 𝗨𝗡𝗖𝗟𝗘 platform on YouTube. And this, of course, it's Identity Fridays. Amazing. I am super excited to be here and not be somewhere attending two for the road. I've decided, let me do this. Let me come here and try and change somebody's life for the better. Just shed some light on your path and see how it goes. So welcome on board. Once again, thank you so much for taking your time to be here. If my sound is clear, be kind enough to just wave and tell me, you know what, 𝗨𝗡𝗖𝗟𝗘, we are in the building. Because it's going to get tough and interesting. Echo back, echo from background. Really? Echo from which background? My people on TikTok, is there echo from the background as this one is saying? I don't know, maybe. But we have things that can actually absorb echo. But yeah, as we move forward, we'll see. Thank you for that notification. I appreciate. Good. And as always, as you join in, remember to tell us where you're joining us from, because we want to shout out to people from your area code and make sure they're part of Identity Fridays. This is a very important show. You know that. We turn cameras on to speak to ourselves. Yeah, when it's Friday, we know we are supposed to be somewhere trying to fix our identities. We know we are supposed to be here. And even if we are taking two for the road, it has to be this road. Joining from Luanda, it's Carol. Amazing. Luanda, coming to Luanda soon to just say hi to my people there. Hi. Luanda is a beautiful town, but it was once ranked as the largest market in Eastern Central Africa with the highest number of mad people. I don't know if it's because of Omusala, Luanda. Luanda was ranked to be the biggest market and with the highest number of mad people. And that is my home area. Ay, what did we do? What did we do to God, brother, to just have these mad people in Luanda? And then people in Luanda believe that some of these mad people were being used for trafficking of bang that is very famous in Luanda. Omusala. So welcome on board, people from Luanda. We see you. Let me shout out to everybody who is joining in. Of course, I've seen Mina is joined in. I've seen Virginia Kamutomo. Hey, what a name. Nishan Shuplug. Yet another Friday, ready for the session. Amazing. Ask 𝗨𝗡𝗖𝗟𝗘 this Friday. Simply put up your question. Anything you don't understand about Identity Fridays, I want to close this month on that chapter, answering your questions and making this a fellowship. So you can actually start requesting to be a guest in on TikTok so that we have this conversation. I'd like these shows on Fridays to be conversations over me just speaking to myself. Carol, I see you. I see boosters. I see Livy Fit is in the building. As usual, niko locked in kama funguo ndani ya kabati. Kabati gani, Livy? Kabati gani? Hey. All the way from Sioux. Ready for 𝗨𝗡𝗖𝗟𝗘 as I wait for my mapangale. Shingo Rosafit, you know, there's a way we just, we escalate and the rockets just hitting your neck straight into the jugular, straight into the aorta. The carotids, we rupture them seriously. Tawai, I see you. I see Steve. Hey, what a name. Oxylorel. Hey, sounds like a chemical name, right? Steve Lorel. Hey. I already have a mild headache. Ndechman from Kitengale. I see you. I see Abdurizak Karo. Who else is here? I see Abdifaz. Edufloritis. KK. Kabati ya Mzinga. Caroline from Kitengela. Saika, Nairobi. James Odhiambo is in the building. Tim Kekeli is also in the building. Junior is in the building from Juja. Delmond, Isabania County Hospital, Migori. Watu wa Migori, karibu sana. Susan, I see you. I see African Lady, good evening. I see Wamo from Nakuru. Nax Vegas is in the building. On My Facebook platform, I see Kevin Omondi. I see Javier Olede. I see Evans Kirimi, Beatrice Kingodo, Dominic Koima, GK Julius. Amazing people. On my YouTube as always. Saf is in the building. Ramadan Ingaga is in the building. Thank you so much, Inganga, for joining in. J. Opande, Edwin Cheplel from Kapsabet. Nyakinywa Nyaks from Kenyatta Road. Joshua Ward Abeno. Hey, Purity Wambui, karibu sana daktari. I appreciate you. Charles Tudabaso, amazing. Elizabeth Mushiri is in the building. Who else is here? I see Joshua, I've mentioned him. I see Angie Karuna. Hey. James Mundia, Elizabeth Mushiri also. Kariuki Nagi, Karanja Logedi, Elizabeth. I've seen that. There's a question here. Watching from Karatina, Nyeri. Tugondani. Ramadan, you posted about how we only help each other because of the thrill that comes from it, and not because we care. It is a selfish move to feel good and to try to fill the emptiness within us. So true. So allow me to explain that in a moment, okay, Ramadan? I'll explain that in a moment so that people who are not on that live can actually understand. And people who did not see that post can actually get it right. Timothy Kipngetich, welcome on board. Also, Damari, I see all of you, and amazing. Steve Wazahara, I appreciate you, brother. Now listen, this show can never start without us mentioning the spiritual order of life. The reason why we roll this show is because we want to reinstate the spiritual order of life. We want to reinstate that order so that nobody creates an excuse. No man creates an excuse. No woman creates an excuse. All right? So we must reinstate that order. And I've always maintained that the spiritual order of life is God above men, men above women, and women above children. To most people, they will think that when I say men above women, I'm actually trying to exercise some control over women. That is a very, very arrogant way of thinking about it. And it's a very shallow way of thinking about it. For example, I was rolling a conversation with a lady who we work with. And I was asking her, why is it that when men are busy providing without excuses, it is never seen as though women are controlling? Why is it that when a woman says that I want a man who can provide for me and protect me, why is it not viewed as control in that dimension? However, when a man says, of course, because I'm providing, these are my bare minimums, this is what I really want from this, women think that, oh, you know what, I don't want a man who controls me. Why is it viewed as though it's control when it's just a natural role of a woman to actually submit? Because when a man is providing and a man is playing the masculine roles, playing the manly role, I don't actually think that men play a role. I just believe, or I know, basically, that is how we are. That is how a man is. That is how we're supposed to be. That provision, protection, leadership, and these are basically what defines a man. And the feminine character is what defines a woman. And in that femininity, submission is part of it. Respect to the man is part of it. And that's why a lot of women who are actually in working relationships are submissive to their men. Listen, you can argue around it all you want. You can argue that men and women are equal. But this is not a battle between men and women. This is a battle between what is good and what is evil, what is wrong and what is right, period. And tonight I'm also going to talk about the reasons why most of us find it so difficult to do the right thing. It's because, actually, let me just hold back, and as I'll be talking about why we judge ourselves for doing things that we do. We even pass judgment on ourselves. We say we are wrong or we're right. We are spiritual or not spiritual. We are saved or not saved. These ones know God. These ones don't know God. All this is just crazy nonsense around the world. And it's all operating from a center of thrills. And this is where this point actually comes in from, the point from Ramadan. But the truth is this. When that spiritual order of life is distorted, I will always tell you this. And you will see, if you request to be in as a guest with any issue, any problem in regarding the spiritual aspects of life, regarding anger, regarding addictions, regarding mental health issues, if you simply find some time and be on this live and join in as a guest, it's always easy to roll a conversation with you than to simply speak as you listen, because I'll be dictating terms to you. I don't want to remodel you into my image. No. I want us to have a conversation that is mind-opening so that people can actually see and get to learn from you as you also get better, because you can fix yourself. But you need to be shined light upon your path for you to actually see the path, all right? And that's what I'm here for. But the truth is this. When that spiritual order of life is distorted, Let's say women decide to become equal to men. All right. And on that note, I'll ask you people, the Christians in the platform, I want to ask you, is it right to have female pastors? Do you think it's right that we have female pastors in the name of equality? Do you think it's right to have female pastors? That's the question that I'm posing tonight. So allow me to put it down so that I remember. I might get carried away with some JD and forget it. So I want to see how this conversation ends up, because I've seen a lot of churches coming up and women are stepping up and all that. And I'm just interested in knowing, is it right or does it make sense to you to have female pastors? Does it? Yeah? All right. So when the spiritual order of life is distorted, problems begin. For example, women decide to be equal to men. The way the Western agenda is actually being pushed, that, you know what, men and women are equal, they are just different. I'm like, you think that is the right thing to say? Now, according to that equality, now women want to become actually men now, all right? We are competing for spaces. We are competing for even gender transitions. Now women want to have male genitalia. Men want to have female genitalia. Men are dressing up like women. Women are dressing up like men. And it's so confusing. So then, how do you survive in such an evil world? How would you survive in such an evil world? Because everybody around you is evil, and that is not bound to change. It will actually get worse. Because human beings, as we talked about the last time we had the live, we said we don't have love. Because we don't even have an identity. So where do we get our love from? So we don't have love, but we pretend to love people. All we feel for them is anger. We are so angry at them, but we want to get that thrill from inside us. You see, because everything is hailing from the anger that is inside us. We want to get that thrill from people knowing we love them, because that's what we do. We tell them that we love them. And the moment you tell somebody you love them, it means you don't even love them. That's why you're seeking validation. You want that thrill. When they say, oh, this person is so loving. Oh, my wife loves me so much. Oh, my wife reminds me of how I'm this strong man. Oh, my wife makes this for me. It's all about thrills, just to feel good. And also to get validation. Like you see, when most men, we say posting your children. When a man is posting children, he's not posting it for him. He's posting it for the world, so that he can actually get validated for being this good father, this better father and all that. So this is the reason why we started these Identity Friday shows. Was it yesterday or today? I saw a video trending on these social media platforms where there's this male that was actually going down on his knees to propose to a woman in a club. Huh? Did you see that? Did you guys see a man going down on his knees to propose to a woman in a club? Nowadays, women are in clubs. Wives are in clubs now. With the pot belly, the guy with the pot belly, very effeminate. He's leaning into the frame of the woman, and the woman is looking surprised. She actually, I don't know if she said yes, because I didn't finish the whole video. I was just like, oof, oof, and there were like flags all over. Straight with a ship from China. Just flags to Nawaka even. Flag number one, red flags. Let's call them red flags. Number one, in a club. In a club. Party hopping. And now you're coming and proposing with a carrying there, and then fellow drunkards are clapping and pushing the woman to just say yes. She didn't want to. She's so ashamed of you as a male, just going down. She's wondering, what is happening to this one? What is happening to this one? What are you proving? And you're not the one who bought this alcohol. Like, can you please excuse us? But now, because other drunkards, the same way women do in a wedding. Oh, women clap, yet they know this one is going to suffer. They can easily see that this one is getting married to a weak male, but they can't say it. They're just there clapping and waiting for the lady to throw the flowers, and they jump onto it and they eat the cake. As they're eating the cake, they are cursing that marriage. They want it to fail so badly, so that misery loves company. So that now the divorces are going up, and men are actually. And you can easily see the hashtags that are going around. Fear women, fear men. Take an hour to fear me women. Take 24 hours in a day to fear men. I'm like, fear is the nature of evil. If you are afraid of anything, you are an evil person. You still have anger inside you. Overcome it. Because the truth is, the devil controls you by putting fear in you. Now, let that statement sink in. The devil controls you by making you afraid. That fear, that worry, that overthinking is the way that the devil controls you, because the spirit of evil inside you that has built a home inside you does not want to die. So because it doesn't want to die, it will make sure that it controls you through fear. I was actually also going through these platforms and I saw a post. I'm so quick to see these crazy posts, and I think at this moment in time I can see a little bit far, beyond my big nose. I can see a little bit far. So I come across, we've been having these conversations about HIV all through on my platform on Health and Wellness Sport. We've had this conversation about antiretrovirals, how these drugs target every cycle, every part of the cycle, but they don't heal HIV. So we have a lot of questions about them. But one thing that is always coming up is there's always a new medication. Always a new medication, and we are basically told that this medication is going, because this combination is a beautiful one, is going to augment the action of this other one and all that. All right, Doc, I love your content, but quick one: what are you without Christianity? I was born and raised a Christian. Who said I'm not a Christian? I don't understand. What is the question, J. Steve? What is that question? Where is that it coming from? I was born and raised a Christian. The only difference with me and you is I've not forgotten my roots. For you, you've adapted what came by sea. And now you've actually blocked yourself from seeing the reality of life, the spiritual aspect of life. It's beyond Christianity. There is no religion that can actually overcome the spiritual aspect of life. So unlearn, bro. Unlearn, okay? Now, so I was saying this. So I saw the Ministry of Health and all these organizations just posting out that Bill Gates, with his organization, with his foundation, have come into terms of agreement with an Indian company that makes a generic drug for the drug that was claimed to be a vaccine or to prevent and also cure HIV. Remember that drug? We'll not mention it here. So instead of just them saying that, I saw the first thing that came up was the statistics of how many people have contracted HIV in 2025, and it was 20,105 people. Now, do you know what that does to you as a person who has no identity? You will be so fast to start worrying because you've been having reckless sex, of course, everywhere, just trying to fill those holes. By the way, man, you will not be the first one to fill that hole. So stop digging so much. Stop. I mean... hautakuwa kwanza no record has been at your, somebody feel that. No, please hold back. I know, hold back. Stop wasting too much energy trying to fill up. Anyway, so I saw 20,105 people contracted HIV. New people, they actually use that word. New people have contracted HIV in 2025, and there are 20,105. So do you know what that sends, how much chills that sends to the masses? Guy, 20,000. Hey, that's very dangerous. Oh, women are many than men. So women are actually the ones who are actually having more sex out here, reckless sex, because most people think HIV is just because of reckless sex. Oh, so most women are having reckless sex out here. That's why the figures of women are higher than males. But you're not even thinking maybe one man can infect 3 women. I mean, so because you are emotional, you react to the statistics. According to these statistics, 20,000 new cases of HIV this year, 2025. And those ones are recorded ones, the documented ones. How about those who are not documented? Now you go into panic. And then guess what? Before I could even sense the panic in people's eyes and faces. Oh, the mighty organization and foundation of Bill, who has the gates, who opens up the gates to African civilization and African solutions. He opens up the gates and says, you know what? In conjunction with an Indian company, my organization has actually decided that you people don't have to worry about how expensive that original medication is. We have come up with a generic medication that will be used as a vaccine against HIV. And guess what? Every year, you'll just need a shot. And that shot will cost you only 500,000 because, I mean, Kenya is a third world country and they need a lot of help. So we have subsidized the price of antiretroviral therapy. We have subsidized the price of this vaccine. We don't learn, do we? And we are quick to post it. We are quick to say, oh, those who are actually victims are quick to actually get excited and post it everywhere. I'm like, have we even forgotten that we had AstraZeneca before we even loaded? They slapped us with Sputnik vaccine from Russia. They had the COVID, and everybody was running to Sputnik before we even took the COVID vaccine, the Sputnik that was cheaper. We are being told, oh, you know what? This one is a fake one, and this one was imported here by the ex-husband. Was it ex-husband or the husband to the current Nakuru governor? You remember that story? And now they were revoked. And then the Pharmacy and Poisons Board came up and put out a notice. If we've not actually said this vaccine is healthy, don't take it. But people had already taken it. About 5,000 people had already bought the Sputnik vaccine. Where were they? They didn't say it. Who imported it in? The same organization that vaccines were coming into the in the airport. No standardization, no verification, no procedures to actually ascertain that these vaccines are very clean, but they are ferried straight to Kenyatta National Hospital. People to start getting the shots. You remember? So today, how many years down the line, COVID is gone through the window. Now they simply just come and withdraw the aid for antiretrovirals and anti-TBs. Then after a month or so, they bring in, oh, this is a new drug. So you withdrew these to just bring in a new drug. Before we even load that, they have now brought it here now. They're telling you know what? Because the original one is very expensive, we have a generic one. Now you can afford it as a Kenyan, 5,000 only. And that goes to the gates, the gates that were opened. And because we are emotional, because we don't have an identity, we fall for these traps every single time. We fall for these traps because we cannot see beyond the eye. We cannot see beyond our nose. And we trust everything that the West says. Everything that is said by a person who has a different color from us, we trust it. And then we are the same people who come here and complain, oh, they are oppressing us. They are not oppressing you. You have a choice to make, but you don't want to make it. You have a brain, but you don't want to use it. You want somebody else to actually use his brains and then come and control you. Because you have anger. When you have anger, you can't see the bigger picture. When you still feel things, I think these people care about us. They don't. If you look at Kibra, you will understand that NGOs don't care a thing about you. How many NGOs are in Kibra? But a simple toilet. A simple toilet. How many churches are in Kibra? Those slums, how many churches are there? And you're telling me, oh, I'm a Christian, I love God. You don't love God. You don't. How would you even know you love God? Where did you get the love from? When you have anger, you're just waiting for something to just snap. Quick to snap. Quick to be emotional. Quick to actually respond. Quick to have an opinion. And then you say, this is my opinion. When did you start having opinions? Why don't you just live life? Why don't you just live life? Why are opinion coming? Because anytime you make an opinion, you're picking a side, which basically means you're judging the other side. Where every time you pick a side, you're judgmental, you're passing a judgment. That is not your role. All right? So the moment you get the information, and I know very well, that most of you who are trying so hard to fix their own identities, because it's a daily thing, you have to work on yourself every day. Most of the times, I can hear the voice in my head telling me, please get angry. Okay, when somebody is trying to converse with you, you can easily get that voice. Please respond. Please make him feel that you're dead. Make him feel this way. Yeah? Anytime you're challenged, you'll hear that voice behind the head. So your role is to actually identify that voice, because the scripture says, my children shall know me by my voice. Which means you, if you're the son of God, you actually know him by his voice, which is a voiceless voice. So it's a revelation. So anytime you're hearing this voice in your head, that is not God. That's the devil talking to you. So your role every day is to overcome that voice in your head. Okay? And that voice, you can only take 10 seconds and you overcome that voice. 10 seconds are enough for you to overcome that voice. Imagine taking 10 seconds without responding. You're already done with it. Do you know when two people are arguing, those are two devils arguing against each other, the same spirit. And this spirit is so happy that you guys are arguing, because when you argue, it's actually firing you up, and it feels safe because it's actually creating the most comfortable home inside the two of you. So imagine if I'm arguing with you. Let's say I'm trying to pass a point, but you can't get my point. We are busy arguing. Now, my only role in that argument is to make you feel so bad so that I feel like I've won. You see, that's a thrill. I'm chasing a thrill to win this argument and feel good. How long does that thrill last? After about 30 minutes of that argument, the next thing I'm feeling is I'm feeling bad for arguing with you. And now I have that feeling to come and apologize. I have that guilt inside me. I want to come and apologize. You see, the same spirit that actually made you argue is the same spirit that comes here and tells you, please go and apologize so that you feel good. Feel good. Feelings are evil. Argue, make a point. Let them make them know how short they are. Make them know how fat they are. Irritate her, irritate him. Make him know how he doesn't provide for you. Make him know how he's 1 minute man. Make her know that you know what she knows every night and you're tired of that. Just make it. And that's why when somebody is angry and they're telling you words, please take note of those words they are saying when they are angry, because they wanted to tell you those things, but they didn't have a chance. Now a chance has come and the devil is telling them, please, hit just below the belt. All right? Pay so much attention when people are angry and they're telling you these things. Pay so much attention, because emotions, they will destroy you. When somebody's telling you, I love you, they're telling you that because they want you to say, I love you in return. That's why when a woman tells you, I love you, and you don't say it, or you say thank you, it's another whole drama. But if you love somebody, you don't expect them to tell you they love you too. Because if you love somebody, you're so genuine. You don't care if they love you back. Do you? Do you? You don't. You tell me if a mother loves a child, for the child to love her back. But of course, modern women do that. They do that all the time. They want to control children. That's why they are banking into these children to actually be an scapegoat from their fathers, from their husbands. You see that? Nataka kukua audience hapo. Please request to be a guest, Florin. It will be easier for me to actually pick you up. So that is the point. The point is, be always on the lookout, because the evil nature is everywhere. Everywhere. Everybody around you is evil, including your mama, including your papa. Everybody around you is an evil person. They are always intending to hurt you. It's just that they've not got a chance to hurt you so clearly. They've not. So if that order of life, that spiritual order of life is distorted, you know this, problems will start. For example, we just said, if a woman wants to be equal to a man, that's already distorting that order. So you tell me how that relationship will work. Tell me how that relationship will work. I've dated a doctor before, and all conversation we had will be arguments because of a patient. Everybody wants to be, you want to outsmart the other. And then now there's this thing called makeup sex. You people know the makeup sex? Or I'm just the only one? I'm the evil one here, right? Acha nikunywe maji. So we'd argue about things that don't make sense. We even forgot how to focus on us and become better people. We are basically focusing on the patient. But I mean, we have had 8 hours at work. We are now here. This 1 hour that we have here before we go and snow in that bed, we can't even focus on ourselves. We are focusing on what? On the patient. We want to become better even in the homes where there's no patient. And something inside me was telling me, this one will break your heart. You know, those days I used to believe a heart can actually be broken. I had a heart that had bones. This one can actually be broken. I'm like, this one will break me. I'm like, okay. But anyway, because she has not, I pretended to live in the present. Because she has not hurt me now, I mean, we can fix things. We can amend things, you know how you guys pretend. We can amend things. We can work on our relationship. Work on your relationship. You work on yourself to be better for the relationship. Don't work on a relationship. Work on you. So we would argue every single time. And then now, of course, when we argue, I think that was our mindset, that when we argue, makeup sex becomes better, becomes sweeter. So we are arguing so that we can actually make up. Hey, can you people relate? You're arguing so that you can actually make up, because your sex life is so boring, it's so zero. Basically, your life generally is just zero. So you guys don't have anything. You're arguing to create a scenario that will bring up the makeup sex, so that you people think that now, you know what, and then you cuddle and say, I am sorry, I apologize. Why are adults apologizing? By the time you're doing that, you wanted to do it. And it is, by the way, that actually guides our principle tonight. Listen, when I say adults will not apologize, people say, oh, you know what? That is arrogance. You know what? I'm telling you this for free. If a guy steps on you accidentally and then he apologizes, perfect. If somebody did something unintentionally to hurt you, but it ended up hurting you, it is not his problem. It is your problem because you expected so much from him. So he was just living his life and through that you got hurt. Whose problem is that? If my words break you so badly, whose problem is that? Why do you want me to live a life that pleases you as a person? Why? That tells you are so empty. So you're always hoping that people will actually accept you the way you are. I mean, who would accept you the way you are? Fix yourself, become better, and attract people who are better. It's not about people picking you up the way you are. The same way the guy went to pick up the way she is in a club and going down on his knees. We already know the end result. We know. Even if we don't live in the future, we know the end result. We can easily see it. And we discern it. And the problem is when you start getting an identity, in the beginning of finding your identity, you're now looking at everybody and thinking, this one has no identity. This one has no identity. You see that? You're basically judging everybody on the street. This one looks like has no identity. Oh, this one is angry because they don't have an identity. That basically means you still have a long way to go. If you're still doing that, you still have a long way to go. Imagine looking at people and thinking, this one is angry because they don't have an identity. This one is just this way. This one has all this pink hair because of lack of identity. By the time you're thinking that, it is not even your thoughts. It's the spirit of evil trying to bring you back to where you're running away from. So it's easy to see, simply discern and keep moving. And that's why we do a silent prayer to actually overcome every single thought that we have that is evil. So men and women will never be the same. They will never. There must be an order. And the truth is, if a man understands the spiritual order of life, that God above men, men above women, and women above children, he understands that love flows from God to the man, from the man to the woman, and woman to the children. Therefore, if there's no man, there's no love in the children. There's anger. If there's a weak man who doesn't understand that order of life, it means the woman suffers. The woman becomes angry at him. And that anger is channeled into the children. So the anger that you see in the children, stop telling women that, you know what, this one is angry just like you. It basically reflects who you are as a man. No identity and much of weaknesses. Very emotional. And that is what we are having in marriages nowadays. A lot of boys are married. Underline the word married and boys. Men marry. Boys get married. Angela weds Chile. Chile weds Angela. You know, have you seen those wedding cards? Have you seen those wedding cards? Nicole weds Anthony. I'm an over. I'm yet to see a man marrying on those wedding cards, but I always see Franny weds the woman weds the man. I'm like, okay, yeah. Flo weds the 𝗨𝗚𝗖𝗟. You see that? Who is marrying here? Who is marrying here? I'm getting confused. And then a man stands and says, my name is Uncle Chile. I am married to this one. You are married. You as the man, when did you get married? I am married to this one for the last 20 years. I'm like, by the way, you are right. You are very right. You are married to that one. We can see. Because when he turns, the look that the woman gives, you're like, this one is going to suffer. When this meeting is over, yeah. Huyu atanyimwa hata chai. Hiyo chai mmebeba kwa tabos. This one is not ataambua, hey, mbele kuzuri. So when that order is distorted, basically, when men don't know that order, these are the men who will want 50-50. These are men who think women are actually equal to men. These are men who don't understand totally how to raise children. That's why they are putting their children outside on the internet to get validation. These are men who will simply put their women out there so that people say, hey, this guy. And in every man's life, let me say every male's life, there is that moment in time where you're dating very beautiful women for the sake of your friends. Men, am I right or am I lying? You're dating for the sake of your friends. That any woman you're having must be approved by a circle of your friends. And that's why the average and below average looking girls, you're always chasing them during the night. Look at campus life. This guy finishes up with all the beautiful ones, then runs to this one who looks slightly below average in the night. And this below average one, she's very active. Man comes and cleans up the house, does the laundry, and you're like, Awinja is trying to confuse me. But the other one, you remember the one I told you who made the spaghetti and eggs? I'm telling you, the looks and the food. The looks and the food. Can you imagine spaghetti and eggs? Somebody boils spaghetti and then scrambles eggs together with the spaghetti. I'm asking myself, we have waited for this meal for the last 2 months, and now now I have to 2 weeks waiting for you to come and cook for us. Now we have to eat spaghetti with eggs. I have like, that one is a buddy. I was just like, hey. Maybe it's me who is expecting too much from her. I still used to eat ugali, so at least she would have made some ugali plus the eggs. I would say, it's just ugali and eggs, something I know how to make better. And now, I'm confused. Should we put now ugali and sukuma wiki together and just... I'm like, the looks and the food. Zilikata. But these average looking ones, hey, my friend, they clean until you forget your house. You're like, Awinja. Kariena. And then your friends call Awinja Mulamwa. And she's called Mulamwa. She does Mulamwa roles. For those of you who don't know what Mulamwa is a Luya word for, let's say I have a brother. So my brother's wife, I call her Mulamwa, okay? Shemeji. The in-law. So my brother's wife is called Mulamwa. And my wife calls my brother Mulamwa, okay? So now my friends are calling this average looking one Mulamwa. When she hears that word Mulamwa, even making sukuma wiki will taste like meat. She makes sukuma wiki, I don't know what they put in sukuma wiki. It tastes like beef. You're like, Mulamwa, you will kill us with this sukuma wiki. Mulamwa. Anyway, let's continue. So when that spiritual order of life is distorted, children suffer. And apparently, or unfortunately, most of us come from families where we have weak fathers. They are present, but they are very weak. They don't know how to deal with our mothers. They can't correct our mothers. And therefore, our mothers ended up remodeling us into their own image. So most of us have identities of our mothers. That's why men end up marrying their mothers. And women end up marrying their weak fathers because that's what they know. The masculine energy that is around them, which is coming from the father, is so weak, it is so effeminate. So they end up marrying feminine-looking men. And then they resent them just the same way they resent their fathers. And now that anger is channeled into the children. So it's always a cycle. And this cycle continues every single time because until we reinstate that order of life, that spiritual order of life, it shall get worse. So all of us have suffered that fate. And the truth is, it is a daily job to actually continuously fix yourself through that identity. The moment you get that identity, the moment you understand that spiritual order of life, you will know you as a man, you're supposed to provide, and you are supposed to love your woman and not expect her to love you back. You love her without expecting anything from her. And if she decides one day she wants to go, you actually help her move. You tell her, oh, you know what, amazing. Is there anything you need? Is there any assistance you need to actually move out faster? You are willing to let them go, not start whining here like, if she leaves me, how will I be? Who will wash my clothes? So you are chasing a thrill because this woman is here like a machine. There's no connection at all. No wonder after the sex, no conversations totally. You want to sleep and snore like crazy, and these people will turn on the lights after you've slept, and they see the entire you naked there and snoring, and they are wondering now, who is this? There were better options. Why did I even end up settling with this one? Now you flip the coin on the other side. This man is here. Took this woman for a honeymoon. Even took a loan to actually actualize things for this woman. Made a very good wedding for this woman. And then the woman married him. In a very colorful wedding. They forgot that a wedding is not a marriage. So this guy goes and takes a loan, 1.2 million, to actually finance an entire wedding so that people know, hey, Uncle Chile is that guy. And now you take this woman to somewhere in Maldives for a honeymoon. And the moment the honeymoon is over, issues begin immediately. Immediately, two devils, two demons with no identities came together, and now they are clashing. And guess who is happy? The one who is within them. So the one who tells the woman to say, you know what, that wedding was not even something. I wanted a gift of a car after marrying me. And this other one is saying, oh, you know what, I had very beautiful women. I just chose you because you had gotten pregnant for me. So we were covering up the pregnancy so that it looks like it was an official thing. So now the devil is speaking to you people and you're shouting at each other. So basically it's just the same demon shouting through you people. And that's why I actually prepared this and said, why do you judge yourself for things that you're not responsible for? Why do you pick sides? And then judge yourself for picking those sides when you actually now know that it's not you who picked those sides. Realize this. You are not responsible for anything. Anything good or bad you've done, you are not responsible. Ask me why, and I will respond. But meanwhile, allow me to market my platforms. One, from Tuesday next week, the 30th, all the way to the 9th of September, my team and I will be in Nairobi for the physical consultations. So we are coming to Nairobi. All right, as always, we come at the last week of the month and the first week of the month. So I'll be in Nairobi from 30th all the way to the 9th of October. And the reason why I'm doing that is because I'm coming in to actually try and help you have these conversations, help you in consultations and all that. So you can book your appointment through the office contact, and I've always put it out 0707074722. That is my office contact. Simply send a WhatsApp message on that contact. They will respond to you. And simply say your name and then the reason why you actually inquiring. Do you need a physical consultation or an online consultation? Or do you want to join a weight loss program? Or do you want to inquire about the upcoming event that is the camp? All right. So they will give you all the information, and once they do that, we are good to go. You simply make a payment and we book you in. That is number one. So physical consultations are starting Tuesday next week all the way to the 9th of October. Number two, I have two platforms on YouTube. One is 𝗨𝗡𝗖𝗟𝗘, the one that we are doing a live on right now, a very important platform. Fridays shows are always on 𝗨𝗡𝗖𝗟𝗘. On Mondays, we run a show on the health and wellness sport. And thank you so much for you guys supporting our platforms. Health and wellness sport is another YouTube channel that is talking about health conditions, all that. We break down health conditions in a language that you can actually easily understand, and we help you fix those conditions. It's free. Go there and just find yourself there and just enjoy the health content. Number three, we have merchandise. So to support the work that we are doing, we always have this merchandise that we're actually selling. Fermented cabbages, roasted coffee. We have t-shirts and sweatshirts. We have hoods. We have water bottles. We have mugs like these ones, all right? Coffee mugs. We have tallow, sheep tallow and beef tallow. We have activated charcoal. All these are products that you can actually find at Imenti House. There's a gentleman there called Brian Omwenga. I've always posted his contact on those posts that I put the merchandise out. You can actually call him or text him actually, so that you can actually acquire one and rock our merchandise. All right, that will be amazing. When you're seated there with the health and wellness sport hood, you know, ladies, you can put on like a hood and just look sexy there. You know how you do it. So instead of stealing your husband's hood, please have yours. Okay. Because you guys love stealing our things, man. Anyway. Higher. Another thing, there's a camp that is coming in. All right, the Hose Expedition. The 1st and the 2nd of November, we are going to have basically an expedition in Longonot. Okay, so we're going for the hike on Longonot. We will do a hike. So we have 2 days. We have 2 days, the 1st and the 2nd. First day of November, we are going to go to Longonot, do a hike all the way up around the crater, come back down. And as we are coming back down, there will be tents that will be pitched, and there will be a bonfire, there will be roasted meat, there will be food. We eat, we have a bonfire, conversations, we get to know each other, we get to roll health conversations, and then we go and rest. Basically, we sleep. And then we wake up the following day, we do some few chores here, we take something there, and then we move. We go on grounds, walk barefoot, enjoy all this nature, and then sit down and have a show like this one, an identity show, so that we can actually call it a day, all right, or a camp, or whatever it is. So the second day will be very interesting, identity shows and nature interactions, and then now we can call it an end. So if you are willing to actually join that, of course, you can use that contact, the office contact, 0707 0747 22, to join in. And let's see you there. Shall be interesting, I mean, right? Shall be interesting to interact with all of you. But again, we're only doing 25 people. So the faster or the earlier you come in, the better for you. 25 people. Once we clock that, I'll tell you guys, no, we are done with that. All right? So you'll wait until the other one, which is coming in, possibly in January or March, depending on how the schedules will be. So thank you so much for that. All right? Also, every month we roll a weight loss program. 3 months, 2 months. 3 months, 2 months. We alternate them that way. And you can join in using the same contacts. Amazing. So I was telling you this, that there's no absolute reason why you should judge yourself for things that you're not responsible for. Now, you see, those things that you think you've done that are good, or those things that you think you've done that are bad, please stop putting labels on anything. And again, you've never done anything good, you've never done anything bad. Why? Because you don't have control over anything. Whatever controls you is what is inside you. So realize inside us we have two spirits. We have the spirit of good and the spirit of evil. Now, every one of us is born with the spirit of good, which is actually light, which is the truth. Every child says the truth. You're born with it. Every one of us is born with the scripture inside our hearts. Now, what corrupts you to become the evil person is, one, your parents. The moment you pop out of your mother's womb, conditioning starts. So parents raise children in their own way, in the way that they know best. And when they are raising you in a way that they know best, basically they are remodeling you into their own image. That is how you end up losing that spirit of truth, and you become basically a mini version of your parents. So if your parents did not know the order of life, the spiritual order of life, if your parents did not have love, if they did not overcome anger, what do you expect? They will raise you into that angry person that you will be. So most of you are suffering because your parents raised you into a mini version of themselves. You are a true reflection of your parents. So you're born on a path, and then this path is distorted by somebody teaching you things. Your parents teach you things, they take you into their own identity. Churches teach you things, you fall into a different identity. Schools, environment, workplace, all these things. So everybody is trying to remodel you into their own image. And as you do that, you lose track. So you lose the spirit of righteousness, you go into the darkness. And now you suffer in that darkness, and until you're willing, or until you learn that you're actually in the dark, you need to go back to yourself, you will never see light. Oh, you will argue and still defend the lie. You will always lie and wonder, why do I lie so cleanly? And then you will have to create another lie to defend the first lie. So you will always be in a roller coaster. Emotions here, overthinking there, anger here, all these things. And all you will have inside you is anger, because you don't know yourself. When you fall into that darkness, you've adapted the spirit of evil. Now in that spirit of evil, all you know is anger. And then anger controls you. So everything you've done is because of what is inside you that controlled you. The spirit of evil, the anger. If you do the right thing, it's because you've been controlled by the spirit of good. So imagine this, that you as an individual, you're constantly judging yourself, yet God does not judge you. As you sit there creating a judgment and an opinion over everything, God has never judged you. He is simply waiting for you to realize yourself in this darkness so that you come back to light and you reconnect with Him. Once you do that, everything works for you. It is that simple. Now, this does not even care if you're a Muslim, a Christian, a Buddhist, an atheist. It doesn't matter. As long as you've been reconditioned into the darkness, you still have to find your path back. And now, how do you find your path back? You remember me telling you have to overcome your parents, because they're the ones who taught you to be in that fallen state. They're the first people to teach you to be in the fallen state. So then how do you overcome that fallen state? You understand that the one who remodeled you into that fallen state was your mother. And why she did that is because of a weak father, because this remodeling is supposed to be corrected by a strong father. But because we had weak fathers, our mothers ended up remodeling us into the spirit of emotions, spirit of anger, overthinking, and doubt, and fear. Because that's the nature of a woman. Emotions are the nature of a woman. So if you're a man and you have emotions, you're abnormal. You are literally abnormal. You failed to be a man, you've went into being a female. So you must overcome. And that's why you must, as a man, overcome the spirit of your mother, the remodeling of your mother, and then overcome the weaknesses of your father, because they are the reasons why you ended up where you are. Once you do that, now you can actually attract somebody who is the right person for you. Because the right person is actually yourself. But you are constantly looking for the right person when you are the wrong person. So where will you get the right person from? We attract who we are. So if you're attracting spouses that are actually the wrong people, you are the first wrong person. You are the first wrong person. So you must deal with that. And the only way to deal with that is, one, go and face your mother, because most men fear their mothers. Go and face your mother and tell your mother, you know what, along the way I've realized I have anger. And I've realized I've also been resenting you for no good reason. And I apologize. Because I've realized I'm wrong for resenting you. If you knew better, you would have actually raised me in a good way. But you remodeled me because my father allowed you to do that. Because all of you are in a fallen state. You are also reconditioned by your parents, so you did not have any control over this. You are controlled by the anger that was inside you. So it's wrong for me to judge you as my parents. It's wrong for me to resent you for things you did not have control over. I don't want my children to resent me for things I didn't have control over. So now, because I realize I'm wrong for resenting you for things you did not have control over, I apologize. Once you say that, whatever your mother says should be none of your business, because your mother cannot forgive you. Human beings cannot forgive. It's God who forgives. But when you say that to your mother, one, you have developed the ability to actually overcome her, facing her. That is the hardest thing. Facing your mother and going against her wishes. Because sometimes they play the victim. Of course, women do play victim. So she'll play a victim. Oh, you know, because of this. Oh, you know, I've struggled with you. Oh, you know, I've raised you this way because I wanted this. I was doing this because I wanted the best for you. She doesn't know what is the best for you. She doesn't, because the one who was here was messed up. The father was messed up. Once you're done with your mother, go and face your father to overcome his weaknesses, because you're still harboring the weaknesses of your father. And identities are found by reconnecting with your biological father, because a biological father is an earthly representation of God to a child. So therefore, you must reconnect with the source. So you go and face your father and you tell your father, you know what, Father? I'm glad you've raised me into this son that I am right now. I'm trying to be responsible. However, along the way, I realized that I have some weaknesses that I need to overcome. And I apologize for resenting you for no good reason. I know you did the best you could, but if I have this anger, it means there were some weaknesses, and I know you're not perfect. But now I admit that I'm actually at fault for resenting you as my father. I apologize. Whatever your father says should be none of your business. Once you're done with those two people, you're good to go. All right? God will reinstate back your identity. He will take off the spirit of anger and he'll take you back to light. You will be an amazing person. And guess what? That spirit that you've actually inhabited now, it is your major spirit, the only spirit that you're born with. So you'll not care about tomorrow. You'll not care about yesterday. You will not care about whatever people are saying around you, because it's none of your business. You will focus on yourself to become a better person, so that you attract a world that is better, just like you. You will not complain and lament. You will not be emotional. You will not love people emotionally, but you will do what you have to do. If you're a man, you will do what you have to do in terms of provision, protection, leadership, and then you sex your woman adequately. You see that? So you become a man, from a male to a man. If you're a woman, you start attracting people who actually have their identity, people who know the spiritual order of life. So therefore, the men that you'll start attracting will be the men who are willing to provide for you, to protect you physically, emotionally, and financially. And they are doing it naturally. They are not doing it because you actually asked it from them. No. And then the beautiful thing will be, you as a woman, you will fall into your natural core, feminine core. You'll be respectful, you'll be submissive without being asked to be. Imagine that. So you tell me the children that will be coming from these two pairs, from this pair of people, the children who will come from this, do you think they will ever have anger? Do you think they'll never know a lie? But look at you, always lying to protect something. You lie every single day so that you are not left. Because if you are left, you will be lonely. So you would rather lie and live with that lie to the grave. I've seen people saying that most firstborns don't belong to that man. Women know that. But they will hide these until they die. Until you come with a DNA test saying, hey, you know, this one is not, not my child. But she still complain and say, oh, you know, but she loves you. You've seen those videos. That men have raised children who are not theirs. And then they come out and do a DNA secretly. And then they find out, hey, this child is not mine. And then they come and confront the woman. The woman says, no, you're the father. She has only known you. Okay. What are you saying? You're still in denial up to now. So everybody around you is evil. Everybody is evil. And until you work on yourself, you will always attract the evil, because all of you relate. All of you relate. So stop thinking about other people around you. Start thinking about you, fixing yourself to become a better person, so that you attract the best, because you'll be best. And therefore, best attracts best. All right? So back to this statement that Ramadan made earlier, that you posted about how we only help each other because of the thrill that comes from it. It is true. Listen, you think people want to help you? Genuinely, whether you're dying on that hospital bed or whatever it is, you think people want to help you? Nobody wants to help you, because even though they feel they need to help you, they're actually thinking, you know what, these 5 Gs that I'm actually sending this guy to fix his health, he was just being a drunkard. The other day he was drinking very expensive alcohol. Now he's suffering from a liver problem, and he wants me to actually make some chango for him. Why would I do that? So he's having a conversation in his head with the devil. Before the devil approves that conversation and says, just send it anyway, so that you clear the guilt. And now he sends the money. So it's a whole conversation in their heads with the devil. You see that? These people want to invest these 5 Gs, and you, as for heaven's sake, you're getting sick and then opening up a WhatsApp group to people to actually make sure that you have those finances in order. Oh, I have 2 million, my bill is going to 2 million. That is your bill, it's not people's bills. So you actually know, if you're eating unclean, you must know that the bill that will come from that, you must handle. Just the same way, if you're having a wedding, stop opening WhatsApp groups so that people can actually come in, wakuchangia harusi. Why? If you cannot afford that woman, if you cannot afford that wedding, it means you cannot afford that woman. So she's not your woman. Leave her. Go find your type. Maybe your type is actually a come we stay, and you're here you're here focusing all your energy on a wedding. Now you're getting into a debt. Now you're putting other men on pressure to actually make sure that your wedding is successful. So these guys are not doing this because they want to do it. They're doing it because you've actually coerced them. And because you're my friend, I'm thinking, okay, let's just support his day. If we support you in that wedding, who told you we cannot chew you that wife? Who told you we cannot chew that wife? Let me tell you, please afford 80 to 90% of the wedding bills. If you want a wedding worth 2 million, afford 1.8 million. Afford it. That's the only way you can afford that woman. So that our contribution will be coming in, not because you coerced us. No, we are coming to support. And they say, oh, no, now because you've made us this cake, we've eaten this cake, let's just, let's return the favor. So we bring you some gifts here and there so that you don't feel the pressure anymore. But you must be able to afford your wedding. If you cannot afford that wedding, you cannot afford marriage. You can't. Why are you doing a wedding if you cannot afford it? You cannot afford that woman, so you cannot afford the marriage. Huh? You're shocked, right? It is shocking that, wengi wenu mulichangiwa harusi. Simulichanga. WhatsApp group. Oh, my friends have to come through for me. Oh, my doctor friends, they will support me. Nobody is supposed to support you. Support you when you're marrying. Yet all the benefits are going to come to you. You're so selfish. Unless you want us to share that woman. Yeah, we've played a part, so we must share. Agree. And you have to sign. Nowadays, before we join that WhatsApp group, we will be coming with a form. Hey, sir, please sign here that we can actually help you. When the rain starts beating you, we will come in and step in. So we don't want to help you. We are here because of the thrill that we are chasing. You know what? So that he feels good, so that his marriage, his wedding becomes successful, and through that, he will respect us as his friends. No. It's a thrill you're chasing. It's ego. All ego. 101% is ego. Nobody wants to pay your hospital bills because you ate yourself to that hospital bed. That's why I tell you, everybody deserves whatever they're going through. If you're depressed, keep being depressed. I mean, nobody's coming to save you because I cannot fight the evil in you. I can handle the demons in me, not in you. You have to wake up and fight the demons in you. And that's the reality you don't want to hear. Because you're depressed, you want us to sympathize. Oh, pole baba, babji, oh, babji. The name actually tells you are supposed to be depressed. Imagine being called babji or boy. At the chairman, you need to be depressed. Aye. Nobody cares. How would they care when they don't have love? How? Hey, Toto. Hey, by the way, there's a cousin of mine, even married with Totos, but she's still called Toto. Like we hardly remember her name. Her name is Stella. We hardly remember that name, Stella. We know Toto. Also, thank you for introducing this. Also, look at this way. There are women who give birth to children. They become mothers, right? And then the one who ejaculated ran away. And then they take these children to their mothers in the village. And now their children know that their grandparent is the mother. So they start addressing their mothers with the name. So if let's say you're called who? You're called Eunice. Junior. Junior is another name. Imagine Junior. A whole fat guy being called Junior. I'm like, hey, but Junior's, hey. So anyway, so so you take these children to the, let's say Eunice has given birth with Uncle Chile, right? And then, of course, Eunice in town trying to hustle, trying to attract other males so that they can take care of this seed that Uncle Chile dropped and ran away. Because of that, there's pressure. Because these males who are coming in, they don't care about this child. And women, I don't know why you start introducing this topic earlier to a man. The moment the man starts knowing you, you're already saying, you know, I'm a single mother. You know, I have a son. This man is not interested in your son. Trust me, this man is interested in you as a person. But the moment you introduce the son or the daughter, there's something that rings in the devil inside his head. And then the conversation with the devil comes in. Then this man is like, now this one is good for hit and run. Hit and run. I will look for her when I want hit. And then I will run. Because if I hit and stay, I am going to take responsibility of what I did not bring. You see that? So, be very cautious. Before you introduce your children or your son or your daughter to this new guy, learn him first. Allow him to express himself. You can ask him a question like, what is your view about children? And see, possibly this guy does not want children. He just wants you. And you're bringing in your child here. He's like, okay. So you want me to pay bills for this one? Tawe. Hey, tawe. So stop introducing your children to men. Start by rolling a conversation. Know this guy as a person. Let him know you as a person before knowing that you have a child. So this thing that you're actually using to protect yourself, so that you know that your son or your child acts as a true pass to you. You've seen... Have you seen that most beautiful ladies walk in groups of two? You've noticed that? There's like a beautiful lady and the one that is very average of, slightly below average. Most beautiful women like walking with this slightly average or below average women. I don't know if it's a thrill to make sure that people think that she's the most beautiful or something. I don't know. So I don't understand. So this thrill, you guys, you'll tell me. But anyway, beautiful women always rhyme with like a very, very average or a slow, below average girl, right? And now, what happens is, this one must sink. So for you to get access, we as men know, for me to get access to this beautiful girl, if I don't have a good relationship or a good friendship with this averagely looking girl, yes, how? Because this one is the one who is giving access. So you must make sure you bond with this average looking one. The moment you bond, through pass, direct pass, direct. So I have never looked at it this way. It is true. So that average looking girl, you have to make sure that you've earned her respect. And that's a problem, because when you earn a woman's respect, it basically means you have become the woman. Men, be very cautious about that, okay? But anyway, so that's how what happens in that world of ours. So this slightly average-looking girl is the one who gives access to this beautiful one. You can't get here. No way. You can't. You start talking to this one, she comes and interrupts. And then now she creates that wall. So you must break that wall. Men understand it better. So imagine having to become closer to this average-looking one when you know very well, I don't want this average-looking one. I want access here. Now, the major challenge is telling this one, it is not you, by the way. It is this other one. Wacha tuache your story. So the same thing happens when you bring in your child in the picture. So now I'm the man here. I'm thinking, so for me to get access to this one, I have to go through the child. Okay. So I don't have direct connection here until I go through this one. Now, the evil nature kicks in, because look at it this way. I know very well the only reason why you're giving me a chance is because I have accepted to bond with your child. So you're not genuine. You're not genuine. You're looking for a stepfather for your child before a boyfriend or before a man. I already know that behind my mind. I'll play that role. Oh, I'll come with those shoes that are shouting, twee, 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 twee. You know those shoes? And I will come with cards and play with that child of yours. Oh, I will come and bond and go swimming with all of you. But my goal is one. That the moment I step here, I'm done. I'm out. I am out. I'm telling you the truth. And women who have children can actually tell you this. They struggle to get somebody to stick around. And their mistake is they will constantly make the same mistake, introducing their child before knowing the man. Introducing their child before knowing the man. Every time. And then they use their past, which is not even there. They use their past to be a standing stone or a baseline for interaction with the present one. So the questions that she's actually asking, the questions she's asking this new man or this current one are actually questions that are supposed to prove that this new man is not an exact replica of the previous one. So she's not genuine. You see that? And the moment she does that, you know what this current man does? Knows this insecurity, so plays that role. Oh, this man will play the role that is totally the opposite to the other one. But he knows he's still the same beast. That's the only advantage men have. Women will never know what men are thinking, because a man goes to bed thinking of the new ways to impress a woman and to put a woman in bed. Can you imagine that? So this game was rigged. But also the other side, the game was rigged because women know who to give the organ to. So you as a man, as you're being kept there just holding, she knows she's giving that organ to free of charge. So when this one who is given the organ plays hard, now she can give you attention because you're the side guy. So she gives you attention, chats you a little bit. She knows even if she texts at 2 p.m. or 2 a.m. in the night, you will wake up to respond because you're the weak one. Because the alpha one is sleeping, slept at 8. The beta one is still on at 2 a.m. He will respond. So now the moment you respond, she just says hi. She's been 2 weeks silent. She says hi. And then the next thing that follows, can you do me a favor? Oh, okay. Favor. After 2 weeks. Time for questions and answers. So you're weak as a man. She's angry as a woman. How will the children survive without anger? They can't. They can't. Let's look at the questions here. Kumechemka kidogo. Real conversations. And these shows, they don't want you to actually come here with your two feelings. Utachemka. Doc, you must be so stingy. When anybody tells you you're stingy, listen, Mercy, if you know hata wewe ni dem, ukiambia boy that is stingy, you know those the stingy ones are the ones that you people want. That's the weird part, right? Because women will set rules for the weak males. They will call you stingy when they know you're a weak male because they are coercing you to actually provide. It's a coercion strategy so that you can provide. They don't say those things to their strong men. The one that they want, they cannot tell them you're stingy. They know they'll be kicked out, but they don't want to be kicked out. They want to be here and just maintain and make this guy happy. That's how relationship dynamics work. But the ones that are actually side guys, the beta males, they will be told how stingy they are so that they can actually fall for that trap and send you something. Anyway, at a 5 so your credit wezi tuma. Well, you are very stingy. Now I have now the pressure. Hey, you know what? Mercy told me I'm stingy. I don't want to be stingy to her. I send you something. And then as I do that, Mercy, our resources don't go for free. I'm doing that because I'm hoping that, Mercy, mark my words. One day you'll think, this guy has overdone it. This guy has overdone it. Let me just reward him possibly so that I can actually continue holding him here. You see that? Because you know very well, you will be asking for these favors. As you call me stingy, you will be asking for these favors. But there will be a time when I'll deny you the attention. That's the time you want that attention the most. So you'll decide, let me reward him with this today so that I keep him here. Oh, Mercy, the next day, hip x-ray. This guy has been... You see football? There are those guys who are called substitutes. Right? The substitutes... They don't play a long time. No. Somebody can play 80 minutes. A game of 90 minutes. 80 minutes. This guy has played 80 minutes, has scored no goal. The team has performed, but they have not scored. Now, there's this guy who is warming on the sidelines. This guy comes in at the 85th minute and scores a brace. A brace is 2 goals, okay? In 4 minutes. What do you think will happen? The fans are saying, we want that one to start the game. We want this one to start the game. The moment they say that, there's so much pressure on the on the coach. He will have to start the game. So substitutes are very dangerous. So you see, the day that you decide, let me just reward him because he has been good for the last 1 year, that is the day that I'm going to hit those ends that the main guy has never hit. Now, I've brought so much confusion to you as a person. So I'm a difficult person. If you call me stingy, I'm like, amazing, stingy. I'm supposed to be that way. Yes, he becomes man of the match in 4 minutes. Comes out and all newspapers are just like, hey, Uncle Chile came from the bench. 4 minutes. It took him only 4 minutes to score 2 goals. To make sure that this girl qualifies for Champions League, where Champions League is the X-ray. Acha hizo wewe. Sawa. You look like my English teacher. Aye, my friend. Where? Okay. Else, who is this? This is Scarlett. Your English teacher. At least I taught some chemistry somewhere. But English. English, tawe. I used to carry a disc every day. Did you guys remember discs? I used to carry a disc. My English was broken like crazy. And these stories are supposed to be listened to around a bonfire. See you on 1st of November. Identity and these stories. I'm full of stories. But to the people that we can relate. There are people there are people your stories will hang all the time. You're like, you threw a stone at a teacher of English. Hey, my friend. Emuhuya Primary School. I wasn't from group of schools. So when you look at me and you tell me, you keep talking this way, aliyejuu mgoje chini. I'm like, my friend. Hujui chini wewe. Hujui chini. Niambia aliyejuu na mgoja chini wapi? Chini gani? Unajua mkoya wewe. The part of walking in the streets and labeling people as lacking identities in my head is always popping. It just happens subconsciously, and then the ego tells me that I'm the only one with an identity. Amazing. Amazing. I tell you things that I know because I've gone through it. Like you're busy on the streets because in Nairobi. You're looking at these ladies with tattoos. You're like, in red flag. You're looking at the other one with a pink hair. You're like, this is a lack of an identity. You have a relationship and somebody's arguing like, these identity problems. I don't need to argue back. I can hear the devil in my head. No. That the one who is actually talking in your head already is the devil. So you're actually having that conversation with the devil in your head. And you're paying attention. The more you pay attention, the more you allow the devil to live in you. The easiest way to actually handle this is the silent prayer. So that you overcome your thoughts every single time. Every single time. You see the beauty about that? Silent prayers are very important, morning and evening. And trust me, you might think it's the easiest thing to do because just go silent and that's a prayer. It is not. It's actually more difficult than you talking and praying in tongues. It's difficult. Imagine taking 5 minutes to just think about nothing. Just observe your thoughts and let them come in and go. 5 minutes is enough. My friend, it almost looks like a whole day. Normally, I do that silent prayer and then go ahead and work out. Like today, morning, prayer, and then work out. My friend, the workout is quite easier than the silent prayer. That deadlift is quite easier than the silent prayer because in the silent prayer, you will be distracted every single time. You might even sleep. Most people sleep, right? So imagine how much chaos are in your head to an extent that you cannot take 5 minutes to just think about nothing. That you don't even have 5 minutes to think about you and nothing else. So how much chaos in your head? And where are those chaos coming from? Because you're not responsible for the chaos. There's like a spirit inside you that has all this chaos. And that chaos is intended to actually make you angry so that you can actually be controlled. Make you emotional so that you can actually be controlled. make you so angry and emotional so that you can actually fail to see the bigger picture. Because when you're emotional, you detach yourself from the spirit of good. You detach yourself from truth. All you're thinking is hurting people. All right? So by the time you're passing a judgment over people, you're basically trying to pass hatred over people. You still have anger. How many of you have done a silent prayer for 5 minutes straight without interruptions? How many of you up to now, you've done a consistent 5 minutes silent prayer, and at this moment in time, you can simply close your eyes and you open your eyes 5 minutes later and you've thought about nothing? That's why it's a constant battle every day. There is no way you will attain a place where you just close your eyes and wake up, nothing has gone through your head. You must struggle in the first 1 minute, and then the thoughts stabilize, and now you become easy. So it's a daily thing. You must overcome it daily. You confused me, Aki. Whenever I go shopping, you come to my mind on what to buy. Oh, amazing. So listen, before I started Identity Fridays, everybody will go to supermarket shelves. You want to just take that X unga. You know the unga that is called X for chapati? Or the one that is called Andaz, whichever brand you want. And you realize there's that voice of me in your head saying, avoid wheat. Avoid wheat. So you will still buy, but the guilt that you'll have. Now in the supermarket, you're looking everywhere. You're like, hey. But you see, that's the same guilt I also had. That I can actually go into a supermarket and I want to buy something, and then I'm just imagining here everybody knows me. Here everybody knows me. What am I going to do? Here everybody seems to know my gospel. If I end up buying this and then I meet my friend, because I've met a lot of people in supermarkets. That time I met a group of people who know me and who actually know my gospel so deeply, and they've practiced it in Naivas along Baazi in Lavington, the food market. These guys stood me in the supermarket for about 10 minutes, and all they were saying is the things that I've actually done for that family. You see, this daughter of mine, trust me, she can now eat eggs. This is a daughter who has never eaten eggs all through her life. You see, I'm like, hey, it is not me, bro. It is you. It is not me. No. So struggling to actually tell them, you know what, God showed you light. Be thankful to God, not me. I'm just a vessel. But imagine that now, I'm there with with a pack of popcorn, and these guys are telling me, hey, people are so cautious everywhere. Everybody's looking at me, and that's how also the evil nature in people is. So people are hoping that one day I can actually fail so that they can actually attack. You see that? The evil nature in people. Hey. So nobody's focusing on themselves. As they are getting better, yes, but they are hoping that this guy can actually make a mistake one day. There are people who are constantly hoping that they can actually find out who my girlfriend is so that they can actually know, or my wife, or my children. So that they can are his children obese? Are they autistic? Is the wife fat? You see, so all these issues coming in, I understand. And I know. And let's say my wife or my girlfriend is fat. Then what? Do you think it's my role to fix my wife? It's not. I'm not here to fix anybody. I'm here to actually fix me. If that inspires her, well done. If that doesn't inspire her, that's her own problem. You see, but you see, in my house, you can't eat what you've brought in. It's me who is providing, right? So therefore, you'll have to align anyway. I mean, whenever you talk of walking out of a supermarket with water only, I relate. Every single time you walk into a supermarket and the only thing you find is water or ghee. And you see, you don't go to buy ghee every day. So we used to think that being actually somebody who is powerful, you must have a shopping trolley that is full. Now you're thinking, hey, are you justifying? You see? They are here. Blessed Maria. Hey, even the name can actually sell you out. Imagine calling yourself Blessed Maria, only to overreact to what I'm saying. And what I'm saying is actually triggering you. Hey. Hey. Now I have to live a life and saying, hey, you know what? I'm sorry, Maria. Hey, Maria. Hey, Blessed Maria. By the time you're thinking you're blessed and then calling yourself Blessed Maria, it basically means you're not blessed. You see? So you have to fix that identity so that you call yourself just Maria or Mary. These things of Blessed Maria, lovely, whatever, beautiful this, queen this and queen that, basically shows lack of an identity. So you're trying to seek a validation. When you add sweet joy to your name, we are like, hey, is she sweet? We are like, now we have to try this sweetness. Now we have to see if Maria is actually blessed. Maria. Because your name is Maria. Maria, then you're blessed. Hey. And it's a name for tic-tacs. Hey, either way, let's continue. So yeah, so anytime, because all of us have actually suffered the fate of a broken chain in terms of that spiritual aspect of life. We have that spiritual aspect of life has actually converted us into zombies, into overthinkers, and we actually justify that by saying, you know what, I am an overthinker. Imagine ladies accepting the identity of overthinking. Oh, I am insecure. Oh, I have trust issues. Why are you taking these labels? Why are you taking labels that don't make sense? Why? It's because you don't have an identity. So therefore, anything that comes in and relates to you, you identify with it. You've heard them saying, you have even men saying, oh, you know, I'm an emotional eater. I'm a stress eater. I know where this weight came from. When I lost my wife, I started becoming an emotional eater. When I lost my children, when I lost my job, stress hit me so bad, and I just sat in the house eating. So I was a stress eater. What type of identities are those? You ate because of addictions. There's nothing like stress eating. That's just food addiction. Once you accept it, you can overcome it. But when you're still fighting it, well, fix yourself, my friend. Don't identify with labels. Uncle Chile, Nyakinyo Nyaks, Uncle Chile, have you seen the memes about sending 2K urgently by ladies to men? And if the guy doesn't send, she drops the guy. Now the men are saying the point is not in the 2K, but in the urgency part. Listen to a lot of identity in that statement. So now, let me tell you, Nyaks, truth is, there is no woman who will ask her man for 2K urgently. These are women who actually do that to the men that they don't want, right? Women don't ask money from the men they want. They don't. They will even ask men money from men they don't want to fund the lifestyle of the men that they have. All right? Yeah, they don't. Because if you are actually in a relationship with a man, this man understands his role. So he will play his role. So therefore, where will you get the chance to ask for 2K urgently? This man already knows his role. He's already providing. So where do you get the chance to ask the 2K urgently from? The ones that are asked for 2K urgently are the ones who have actually shown the intention that they want the organ, and the woman knows that this is actually transactional. You see that? So she already knows behind her head that this is transactional. This guy approached me when I was dressed up in a mini dress, so I sent a sex trap to him in form of my thighs or my cleavage, and then he came here because of the thighs. So these thighs were actually a sex trap. So this guy fell into that trap as a warthog. So now when you're trapped, now everything you will be doing is because you want that organ. So if she says 2K urgently, you're quick to send 2K urgently because you're actually trying to buy the organ. And of course, when you send, you become the weaker man because she confirms it. All right? Because the same woman who is actually wanting that 2K urgently is the same woman who actually acts as though she's so humble and so submissive to another man. She doesn't ask for anything. She's waiting for him to provide. So it's so skewed. Those are just sex traps. And men set those traps too. Because men now will tell her, oh, you know, you have to meet me before I give you the 2K. I have the 2K here, but I'm not giving. You must come for it. Yeah, you must come for it. Now she starts to pray hard because she knows this one can actually release. She can actually release. Yeah, they're saying, I'm not releasing anything. You come for the 2K urgently. Oh, send me fair. You said, oh, send someone fair to come and see you. How will you not send the money for X-ray? If you're on TikTok, this is your time now. It's your time to shine. You can now bring in the conversation. So simple request to be a guest. I can invite you in, and then now we can have the conversation. I would actually like that. So the 2K urgently, wachana nao kabisa. Ukiona 2K urgently from this side, pia wewe potea. By the way, do you know, for men, the rate at which money comes into our pocket is directly unproportional. Is there a word like that? Or is unproportional to the rate at which the money leaves the pocket? Oh, for a man to earn 2,000 shillings. Yeah. And then this man has to leave that pocket urgently. Hey. some of you ladies, you set up yourself. Because mnajisettingi nyi wenyewe. Utaomba hii 2K urgently, jamaa atatuma leo. The guy sends today comfortably. Maybe he can afford it, so he sends it. And the next day, he tries to actually ask for the organ, whether directly or indirectly. You play hard. And then he simply just denied the attention and wait for you to come and ask for the another 2K. Then he tells you, know what, you just tell me you're selling this organ. Now it's still muted, man. We are there. Good. We are back. Sound is back on YouTube. Thank you. Thank you for the notification. You guys are so quick to notify me when the sound goes. Seems that these stories are interesting to you guys. My life is a whole movie. My life is an entire movie. Are we back? Because on my side, my sound is back. Good. This story about 2K is really serious. It has muted the sound. The feminists and the 2K urgently have decided, we will report this one. We cannot allow him to say this nonsense. I was just about, today is actually Friday, so you can know. 2K urgently are everywhere now. The 2K urgently are everywhere at this moment in time. So when I talk about it, they can relate. And some of them will simply swipe. They don't want to listen to me. And by the way, most of you, before you started paying attention to what I'm saying, you actually thought I was, one, very arrogant, and number two, whatever I was saying was actually hitting you directly. So you decided to swipe. Swipe. And then kidogo, you're like, but that guy makes sense. You come back. Now look at you. So we all agree 2K urgently is a no. It is a no. Bro, if you see 2K urgently from this direction, run from that other direction. You're just going to get the wrong one for the 13th time. That will be the wrong one for the 13th time. I can assure you that. And by the way, even men who send women money to buy attention, that is so disrespectful to the women. You're actually buying the organ. So you're making her prostitute indirectly. You're supposed to reward a woman. You're not supposed to just give money. You're supposed to reward a woman for doing something. When you reward her, she does better. You see, that's how you do. You don't gift, you reward. So imagine just giving money or gifts to a woman just because she's a woman. Does it even make sense? You're actually disrespecting her. So stop doing that. Reward her for doing something. I can relate from Zambia. Amazing. Check. I appreciate that. Okay? So stop sending the 2K urgently. Just be mean. I mean, being mean is actually good for you. Because if she wanted 2K urgently, she would work so hard to actually attain that 2K. Or she would prefer being under a man for provision. So if she wants 2K urgently, she can get that 2K urgently as long as she becomes your wife. Period. And it has to be official. And then that 2K should be deducted from the dowry. When you're bargaining with the dowry, you tell Mzee, you know Mzee, there's a 2K urgently somewhere that was, so withdraw. Sound zero again. Masoni is saying sound zero. We have sound, bwana. Hatunaanzisha moto. Bro, listen. Hii moto iliwaka kitambo. Ni ati tu watu wataki ku accept. People don't want to agree that the truth is the truth. You see? The truth has always been the truth. Any questions, ladies and gentlemen? We've done about 1 hour, 35 minutes. I need questions. Good. Sound is clear. So I need questions from you people. And listen, realize this, that these are the lives that actually get blocked so fast. Why? Because, of course, there's an agenda. but we don't care about the agenda. Even if it is seen by one person, we are good to go, okay? But the only role you can do here at this moment in time, simply just press the like button. Why? When you press the like button, you're building us as a channel, you're also expanding the information to other people. They get it, they become better. You know, you can be very mean thinking that, oh, you know, if I press this like, this guy is going to get money. Listen, people who have actually done YouTube, they know. That's why there's no much doctors and people who are actually preaching more gospel on YouTube. You think it's easy to run YouTube? Yeah. YouTube can actually disappoint you so badly. Okay? So people who have actually come on the platform with the intention of making money from YouTube, they've been disappointed and disappeared. Because people are so much interested in get the numbers, aka likes and follows and all that. And once they get that, they think that is going to be translated into monetary aspect. And then they realize that the money is not as they want it to be. Because they came in with the intention of making money. Now everything just goes a mess. Thank you so much, Rizzy. So everything goes a mess. Now they run from YouTube and then they say, oh, you know what, me, I'm good at TikTok. Oh, you know, me, I'm good on Facebook. No, you're not good on Facebook and TikTok. You just failed. You failed. Because you cannot maintain the consistency. That is one. Number two, you came in with the wrong idea. One, you wanted to become famous, which is a very crazy idea. And number two, you wanted to make money from YouTube. And you ended up messing it up. How about siblings rival? Now, thank you so much for this question, Blessed Maria. Hey, Blessed Maria decided to bring in a question. Now, listen. I've heard of the conversation that goes around siblings. That, oh, there's sibling rivalry. There is this... The issues around siblings, okay? There's toxic siblings and all that. Listen to me. All those titles were put there by weak people and evil people and angry people to actually brainwash you to think that your brothers and sisters are actually evil. Realize this, that everybody around you is actually evil. That is true. Including the ones who put that sibling rivalry there, that title. Everyone is evil, including your mother, your father, your siblings. Everybody is just evil. And all of us are on a path to try and fix ourselves. So imagine, by the time you're thinking your siblings are actually rivaling you, or they're actually being compared to you, or all that. Because I've seen that all the time. By the moment you're thinking that, it means you have not fixed your identity. Okay? Because you're paying attention to what is happening outside you. Your role is to pay attention to what is happening inside you. Your world is inside you. Your world is not outside. So your siblings are part of the outside world, which is evil. So if you have a toxic sibling, it means you are toxic too. Because like basically identifies like. Inside you are toxic. That's why the environment around you is so toxic and you can easily tap it out. And you see, you are making a judgment and calling them toxic or calling them rivals. But the truth is, they don't know better, just the same way you don't know better. If they knew better, they will not rival you. So they are fighting the demons inside their heads. So your role is to make sure you work so hard to actually fix yourself on a daily basis. Once you fix yourself, your siblings can actually get inspired and get to fix themselves. So it's not about them, it's about you as a person. What are you doing about yourself? Have you fixed yourself? Have you overcome the evil nature of your parents? Have you overcome the weaknesses of your parents? Have you overcome the identity of your parents? So that you know how to handle those siblings. Because when you have an identity, that identity will protect you against the evil nature of your siblings and your parents also. But you see now, you stop paying attention to you because somebody distracted you further. They made you to start focusing. Thank you so much, Kate. They made you to start focusing on your siblings and thinking that these are rivals. That is judgment. And the moment you create a judgment, it means you still have problems. You still have issues. So you must fix yourself again. You see that? So your role is not fixing your siblings. Because I've seen, let me tell you this. There are families that one son becomes an engineer. Right? And then the other, we cannot be the same. All of us cannot be the same. So there are other sisters and brothers who are not engineers. Some are drunkards. Everybody's just living their own life differently. Okay? So now the mistake that parents do because of their weaknesses is they start comparing these children. So any decision that they are doing, they have to consult the engineer. And now this other one starts feeling left out. You see, now that's a weakness from the parents. They did not know how to raise you better. Now they are comparing you with other siblings. They even tell the siblings, you know what? You need to behave like this one. You need to be like this one. You need to do your things just like your brother. Your sister is doing so well. Why are you not doing well? Now you start feeling like, okay, so I'm being compared to my sister. That's where the rivalry comes in, because you're thinking they are getting more attention than you're actually getting. And you see, that's chasing a thrill. So by the time you're thinking, my sister might be getting so much attention because she's educated, and I'm not getting the same attention because maybe I'm not doing as better as her or as him, as your brother. So now the evil nature in your head starts controlling you. The anger in your head starts controlling you. Realize the same people who taught you anger, aka your parents, are the same people who actually now bringing in the sibling rivalry by comparing you to. All right? That's why you must overcome your parents so that you know how to handle them. So that if anything of that sort comes in, you will easily know how to deal with it, because you will get a revelation on how to deal with it. But at this moment in time, you're relying on your thoughts, and the devil lives in your head, because every single thought in your head is a lie. It's evil and is not true. And the reason is it is not in the present. That's why it's always sending you into the future or into the past, so that you judge yourself for what you did in the past, and that now you get anxiety for what is coming in the future, both of which are not there. You don't have a future, you don't have a past. All you have is the present. So when you start focusing on the present, you become better in the present. When you start thinking about yourself and making things better for yourself, you inspire other people to become better. So you'll not focus on the negative energy or the rivalry that is coming from siblings, because it does not make sense. Your real world is inside you and not outside you. Did you get that? Talk about these issues on men crying. Should men cry especially on watching TV shows or sports? When a man is crying, that's a very weak male. That's an emotional male. All right, so you can imagine this, bro. Tranquil, that's a very good question. Imagine you're crying when women, or every woman around you, your mother, your grandmother, your child, your sisters, all of them are relying on you for leadership and protection. And then you're here exposing your weaknesses. Not even crying alone. Thank you so much, Chito. It's not even crying alone. Even exposing any form of weakness. You've been fired at your workplace, you come lamenting at home. And then you say, oh, home is the best. Even if I'm fired, I'll just go home and just talk to my family and I'll feel better. You're relying on feelings. Feelings. Men are designed to conquer. Let's say you're running a race and you win a race. If you win a race, you're designed to win that race. You are supposed to win that race. So why is it exciting you when it's actually just your role? When Arsenal wins, they were supposed to win. Right? Arsenal was supposed to win. Why is it now a shock that Arsenal has won? You become excited. When they lose, you become disappointed. Kwani umebet? Number 2, if anything or anyone makes you feel some type of way, either gets you excited or gets you depressed or gets you angry, the problem is you. Nothing and nobody is supposed to make you feel any type of way. A man is a rock. So imagine a rock crying. You are getting confused. A rock is supposed to be hard and still, but the rock is crying here. So our rock is actually crying. So who are we not to cry? So when you expose any form of weakness, whether it's emotions or whatever, that is your own problem. You see that? You are setting yourself for failure, because you're actually messing up people who are actually looking up to you. And any woman around you is looking up to you. Whether it's your colleague, whether it's your mother, whether it's your grandmother or your children, your daughters, all of them are looking up to you. Now imagine you crying and showing them the weaknesses. That basically means you don't understand the order of life. So stop crying, go fix stuff. You are designed to fix things and conquer. Stop being excited over small things. Go and conquer. All right? Even in a funeral, imagine a man crying in a funeral and then walking with his hands in the back. You know how Luos and Luyas mourn in funerals? They have cried until their wells are dry. Now they're just talking. Oh, mama bane, talk to my father who went to heaven earlier than you. Tell him that we are here waiting for Luos, professional mourners, Luyas. Metushinda. With your hands at the back and you're talking to yourself the entire time. People are wondering what is happening to this guy. Now people are paid to actually mourn nowadays. Tawe, yo, who's way? Tawe. All right, there are questions here. Just a question. Are we going to share our testimonies during the camp? Yes, you can share your testimonies during the camp. No problem. That's what will happen on the bonfire. Health talks, testimonies, stories, identity fixing and all that. You are allowed to do that. Yes. Because that's what we are there for. We are there to create an experience so that other people learn from others. Right? So that we inspire other people. And then when you come out of there, you cannot come out of there the same person. You must come out of there with no anger. You must come out of there inspired to become a better you. All right? Yeah. Joab Oboge, I used to give money. Nowadays I say, Stanley, I don't give women money. I get surprised as to how honesty humbles women. Let me tell you for free, my friend. You see, the same woman who is telling you to send 2K urgently is giving the same organ that she wants you to buy. She's giving that organ out for free. Hey. Maybe amwelewi. Acha nikunywe maji ndo turudie. You see, you've seen videos of women trending that women are saying during ovulation, it's crazy, right? You've seen that. During ovulation, a woman wants to get pregnant. And when she wants to get pregnant, it's nature talking to her. At that moment in time, this woman, she will not just pick anybody just because of ovulation, no. Because she knows nature wants her to get the best seed. So who do you think is the seed giver? You who is sending 2K or the one who she wants to give the organ for free? Tafakari ya babu. Tafakari ya babu. Yvonne Mukire. We attract who we are. Very, very true statement. Doctor, but why do you put that statement in quotes? We attract who we are. It's just a true statement. You should actually put it in bold and capital. We attract who we are. Doctor, how do we do that? Well, today consider me as Uncle Chile more than doctor. How do we do that? When couples out here do not relate with each other, they can't even look at each other's eyes even during intimacy. Now, of course, it's very natural for a woman to become shy to a man that she's attracted to, okay? So that's a natural thing. So the shyness, even though I told you shyness, specifically in men, being shy is an evil character or quality, okay? And even women, shyness is a very dangerous quality. So you must overcome that spirit of shyness. But this is the truth, huh? Most couples, we call them couples, or let's just call them partners, because they call themselves partners. So most people who are in relationships, number one, they don't have identities. They got into relationships because of loneliness. They thought that this relationship is going to give them abundance of sex. So they got there for the wrong reasons. And the one who was giving them the wrong reasons is not themselves. It's the spirit that lives in them. It has built a home in them, so it was actually controlling them. So that spirit is, so we can't even judge them. That spirit that lives in them, it is the one that was actually controlling them to think they've actually found the better one. That's why they have standards. They say, oh, you know what, tall, dark, and handsome, this one is saying, this one. So we all have these qualities in a woman or a man, which is just useless. So what they do is, the devil inside them tells them that this is what you deserve, and this is the woman that will take you through life. And then this is the man that will take you through life and all that. Now they come together as partners. Mistake. When they come together without identities, both of them don't understand the spiritual order of life. What happens is chaos. Immediately after the sex, chaos starts. Now the sex that they were actually hoping is abundance in this relationship, now is actually becoming more scarce because they are resenting each other. Couples resent each other. They came together because of emotional love. That is anger. They did not come together because they understood the assignment. That the man knew that this is what I'm going to do and this is what I'm going to play. The role. And the woman did not know her role as a woman. That's why, even in that couple nature of yours, in that relationship, you ask the man, what do you think is the value that I bring to your life? Or ask your wife or your woman, what do you think is the value that I bring to your life? Wait for them to run the useless things. Oh, you love me unconditionally. Oh, you make me feel this type of way. Imagine somebody making you feel this type of way. What did we say about that? Question marks, right? And then you tell her, okay, so now what value do you think you've brought to my life? Wait and see your AKA couple going crickets. Like imagine, most women and men don't even know what value they are bringing to the other person. Because there's no value. There's no value at all. So we are quick to say what you're bringing to me. But I can't tell you what I'm bringing to you. Yet it's me who is bringing it. You see how empty I am? So most of these relationships that you see out here, they are built on nothing but sex. Remove the sex, they are gone. Remove the sex, there's no conversations. Remove the sex, there's nothing. So we look at each other as sex objects. And the moment I ejaculate, so ole wako, better or lucky are those who don't ejaculate. But the moment you ejaculate, you realize, this one has to go so fast. This one must leave. This one does not belong here. So we are using each other to satisfy a thrill inside us. That's where the chaos begins. Right? So you have to fix you. You don't have to fix your husband. If you're married already, don't fix your husband. You fix yourself. Go and overcome your mother. Go and overcome your father. And then start doing the silent prayer. Start working on yourselves. Eat clean. Fast. Work out. Enjoy the sun. Sleep. And just allow life to actually happen in front of you through revelations. When you get revelations, live according to those revelations so that you stop focusing on your husband, you start focusing on yourself. The mistake we do is focusing on the other person. What if you are brought up far from each other for some of your siblings in childhood, and now in adulthood it becomes hard to bond? Even when you meet, not much to talk about, staying like a stranger. Of course, you need to stay like a stranger to everybody, not even to your siblings alone. You're supposed to stay like a stranger. You are a stranger to everybody. That's why you're fixing yourself. You don't focus on your siblings. It doesn't matter. You see, when you're living life according to revelations, you will not have to ask them anything. You don't have to expect anything from them. You don't have to converse with them. You don't have to. As long as you overcome your mother and your father, their weaknesses, you become a whole individual. Therefore, your relationships with anybody, including your siblings or your people or anybody around you, shall be guided by revelations that are coming from the Spirit of light inside you. So it shall be truth all through. Realize this. You've been raised away from them. You become a stranger. Now, is that not the same thing as when you have somebody you've actually had for 3 years or even a lifetime? Let's say you had this brother of yours that you guys bond so much, right? Or your sister of yours that you guys bond too much. Now, your bonding is relying on a thrill. All of you are just having these thrills of actually you think you love him because he has been there. So you think you don't love these ones because they've not been there. But I want to challenge you. You see, the person that you think you are so close to, I want to see if you actually have good stories and long-lasting stories together, okay? Start talking about things that are in the present. Stop talking about the past. Stop talking about the future. Just talk about things that are in the present. You tell me, Nyakinyo, tell me if you will have any stories with the people that you actually love the most, those people that you people talk to the most. Anytime they start to talk to you about the future or the past, tell them, remind them, no, we have to talk about now. See how many people have stories for you. You realize you actually have strangers. You in their own world. There are people who live in the future for no good reason. There are people who live in the past for no good reason. So for you to actually know that, take them through a test. That if they try to talk about the past, bring them back into the present. If they talk about the future, bring them back into the present. And then tell me if actually those people will not be strangers to you. They will be strangers to you. They will. The only difference is all of you are chasing a thrill and all of you are using each other. That's why you gather and talk about other people. That's why you gather and talk about a future that is not even there. That's why you gather and talk about the past. Talking about your school life, talking about your dating and relationship, talking about how you lost money, how you made money, talking about... Tell those people to talk about stories in the present. And also you concentrate on stories in the present. And tell me if you will ever have stories with people. No, you'll not. There's no stories. People don't have stories for the present. They're overthinking everything. That's the devil controlling them. And you know very well, the hardest part of this situation, these conversations, is to stay present. You know that. You know, hata wewe mwenyewe, you've tried so much to try and become the one who is in the present. How many times in a day? How long do you take time to stay present? How long in a day? And vis-a-vis, how much time do you spend thinking about the future and the past? They don't even tally. I never cried over my father. Imagine my reprimanded me and asked to make... Somebody reprimanded me and asked to make sure I cry on the burial. Who was that? Who reprimanded you? They're like, you're not crying. Did you kill your father? You must have been involved in killing your father. They will accuse you of that. And people pretend. In a funeral, people pretend. Yeah. People pretend. That's why they will lie all through how good you are when you die. If people were to be honest and be truthful, and then they come to the funeral and nobody even talks about anything in the past and the future, they say, okay, we have to bury this one. I'm telling you, that funeral service will last about 3 minutes. And you will be, makeup chunk. You will be staying present as you bury this one and say, we move on. Nobody will care about the dead. Do you know in China, they celebrate death? Hello? Did you know that? that Chinese people take time to think about death, and then they have ceremonies to celebrate death. So if you're born in China, you'll be celebrating death. But because you're born in Kenya, you're thinking, oh, death is actually bad. It's supposed to happen to other people, not us. Other people should die, not us. Then it hits you hard because you expect other people to die and not you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we've done about 2 hours or so. Hey, amazing, man. I think it's time for us to call it a night. Haya, as we call it a night, remember this. Remember, on 30th, next week on Tuesday to the 9th, physical consultations in Nairobi. Book your appointment. We can actually have a conversation face to face and see how far we can take this, both for identities and also for health. Number 2, Hose and Uncle Chile. Health and Wellness Spot and Uncle Chile are the 2 platforms on YouTube. Head there and subscribe. I also have another platform called Health and Wellness Spot on Telegram. Very important platform. You can go there and join those people who understand healthcare. Number 3, we have merchandise that we sell. Fermented cabbages, roasted coffee. You can enjoy that coffee. So sweet coffee. We have hoods. We have sweatshirts. We have t-shirts. All right. We have tallow, sheep tallow and beef tallow. We have mugs and water bottles. All these things are at Imenti House. You can actually contact Brian on the number that I'll provide on social medias platforms. And then you can grab one to support the platform. When you support the platform, you're not only supporting me, you're supporting a lot of people around it. All right. Amazing. And then on the 1st and on the 2nd of November this year, amazing. You can't imagine. You can't miss out. 25 people, all in a tent. All in small tents. Trying to challenge themselves. Going for a hike. It is a long hike, my friends. So most of you will not even manage it. But again, we have to do it. So we have a hike. And then we have a bonfire. We have meat. We have food. We have conversations. We have a walk in the nature. And then we have an identity talk. You can't miss out on such. 2 days of brilliance. Disconnect and then unlearn, relearn, and then connect back with your people. And then inspire them. So you can come in and let's see how it goes. Book that slot through the office contact again, 0707 0747 22. Use that contact on WhatsApp. They will give you the guidelines for all that. All right. And then we have weight loss programs every month. Join them. Identity Fridays is a show that happens every Friday from 8:30 p.m. until late nights. And I'm glad that most people are actually getting to understand this and it's getting deeper than we actually expected in the beginning. I'm also glad that people are already having the knowledge and information about health and they're taking their health seriously. That's why we do health and wellness sport shows on Monday nights. All right. So thank you so much. Now, as we close this down, number 1, nobody cares. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. So also don't expect people to care. So don't care about people because you don't care. And number 2, don't expect people to care for you because they don't. The reason why you think you care is because you're emotional and you're just chasing a thrill. Avoid that. Nobody cares for you. Number 2, human beings don't have love. Where did they get the love? Unless they focus on themselves to become better, they don't have the love. If they do have love, that is just anger. They have anger. So they are just trying to exercise that anger in an emotional way so that they can get the thrill out of it. So no human being has love until they get to overcome anger. Unfortunately, you have to overcome anger every single day. So that means you have to work on yourself every single day to become better for the people that you attract. Now on TikTok, if you're still there, simply keep clapping because I want us to get to 100,000 again. Right? So don't be a mean person. All right? Thank you so much for those of you who have gifted us already. Number 3, stop judging yourself for anything, whether good or bad. You've done nothing. This life, you're just living. You're just existing. You are a spirit experiencing life in a physical way. So stop judging yourself for things you don't have control over because you have no control over anything. You don't have any control over anything. Everything you've done, whether good or bad, was controlled by the spirit that lives inside you. Either the spirit of anger, which is evil, or the spirit of good, which is the truth, and that is good or God. So choose the spirit that lives inside you. Overcome anger by facing your parents. Tell them that you apologize for resenting them for no good reason so that their spirit leaves you. And now you can see things through your own window. So stop judging yourself. Stop having opinions. You can run and roll a conversation adequately without having to disagree or agree. Without having to have an opinion. Just have a conversation. All right? And then always stay present, of course. And when you stay present, you rely on revelations over thoughts because thoughts are so evil. All right? Number, is it 4? When you're arguing with somebody, it is not you who is arguing. It's the demon in your head that is actually controlling you. So the best way to do in an argument is to hear that voice and then ignore it for only 10 seconds. You realize your point was not needed at all. So stop arguing. Just focus on you. Become better every day. Fix that and always pay attention to what is happening in your head. And the only way to actually understand those thoughts is by starting to do a silent prayer every morning. Simply wake up, and before you do anything else, close your eyes and allow thoughts to flow into your head, both negative and positive. Do not oppose any thought. Do not distract any thought. Just let them flow into your head. Don't follow the thoughts and come back. No. Let them come and let them pass. Let them come and let them pass. You realize you're actually a superhuman. The only distraction that you have is thoughts in your head that are not even yours. They are not even yours. They are put there by people, they are put there by circumstances, and you're not responsible for your thoughts. And you are not your thoughts. All right? Because if you can think about your thoughts, it means there are two individuals in your head. You who is thinking about the thoughts, and then the thoughts that are put there by you. Your only mistake is you want to identify with those thoughts, and then you become those thoughts. Run away from that. All right? So drop all the demons in your head, because they are just you serving the devil. And the devil controls you by making you angry and emotional. That's how he controls you. So when you overcome anger, the devil cannot control you. And then for you to actually raise a family and have children who actually have discipline, consistency, order, and they know what to do as children, and they live in the present, and you will not have to push them into living in the future and putting all these expectations and demands on them, you must fix your identity. Find that identity, overcome anger so that you know how to protect your children and lead them. But above all, we must reinstate the spiritual order of life. That God above men, men above women, and women above children. Because if that order is distorted, children will suffer. You suffered that consequences, but now that you know better, do better. All right? Go and apologize to your mother, overcome her. Go and apologize to your father, overcome his weaknesses. Once you do that, the spirit of evil and anger shall leave, because God will take it away from you. And then you will have now your own spirit, the spirit of good, the spirit of truth, and the light. And now that light will guide you through revelations. So you will not rely on your thoughts anymore. You will rely on revelations. I wish you well, and I hope you go and sleep very, very nicely and soundly. And again, we'll see you in Nairobi if God gives us the grace. Remember to stay present. All right? See you.